Hey, this is Vu, and today I'm going to be talking about information plays, and specifically the idea that a safe play is always a good play. And this is something that I've noticed out of a lot of people, is that as they're at a really low level, they play ridiculously aggressively because they don't know any better. Then as they get better, they start to play more and more passive without realizing that there's a limit there. And you'll notice that as you improve, there's a bit of an arc here. You start from that lower level, you play really aggressive because you don't know what the hell you're doing. You get to a higher level where you're getting okay and you play a little bit too passively, and then you get to the spot where you recognize when you should go aggressive. You can see that forming and you can do it yourself. And you'll notice that nearly every team out there at a high level, professional teams, do a lot of plays that seem kind of weird. They're not really safe plays, they're risky, and they could go wrong. However, that's a lot of the time because they're making these aggressive information plays. So going right into what an aggressive information play actually is, it's the idea that as you lose map control, you want to do something, or as you get a disadvantage, you need to find an advantage somewhere. So a great example of this is at B or at A here on Cash, when you're in something like a 2-on-3 or maybe even like a 3-on-4 as you get later into the round. So imagine there's about 30 seconds left in the round, and you've lost mid-control, and you're in a 3-on-4. Now, you can't really cover the whole map as a CT. It's just not possible. So what you want to do a lot of the time is, if you get a feeling that they're going to the other site, for example, someone might have heard a footstep, or you might notice that their tendency is to hit towards the other side, you can make one of these aggressive information plays, toss down a flash, peek in, check it out, and fall back. Now, if they are there, you get the information that they're there, the rotates come in, you're in a dangerous spot, but at least they're rotating over before your team is kind of in a terrible situation. And I've seen a lot of people, you're 2-on-3 or you're 3-on-4, and they're holding an angle like this. So all the terrorist team has to do is walk into the bomb site, keep walking, come around the corner, trade frag on you, and then the bomb is planted, they're at an advantage, and there's absolutely no way your team can win. And that's actually one of the reasons that grouping up and pushing a site, walk pushing it with no flashes or nades, is incredibly strong later on in the round, because players do play like this. But if they go for those information plays, they see you walking around, it's very easy for them to call a rotate, your hand is forced, and if they have any nades, they can delay you and really put you in a terrible situation. So that's kind of the idea here behind an information play. And another example of it could be towards mid, actually. If you're late into the round and you're coming over from B as they were previously pressuring B, and you want to check the middle, you could throw a flash like this and then peek out with that as well, get the information on where they're playing, and if they're not going mid, then at least you've gotten some information there. Of course, that's a little bit more applicable earlier on in the round when they're more likely to have one player there, and not only are you gaining information, but you're also gaining the ability to grab an easy kill if someone's out in the middle of the open. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope this helped.